This is Veda Sports, only on the VSiN Podcast Network.
Hello, folks. Welcome to the Veda Sports Podcast. Before we begin, one of us was at one of the most amazing baseball games I've ever seen. Cantu, where was the game? Who played? And what the heck happened?
Wow, Seattle Game 5. It was electric. I don't know if you guys saw it on TV. I know Mike and Woodley did. It was incredible atmosphere, a lot of passion. The longest deciding game in baseball is 130 years or whatever it's been. I think it was like 5 hours, about 5 hours on the nose.
I think in like the 10th inning, you guys, somebody hit a double for the Mariners and was on base, and I said, that's game over. And then it was all of a sudden it was the 13th inning, 14th, 15th. When did the game end, Cantu?
Man, it started at I think like 5:08 and it ended at about, I think it was like 10:08, 10:06. And it's kind of funny. We had a pitcher in that I didn't think the game was actually, I remember going into the bottom of the 15th and I said to my friend, this game is never going to, going into the 15th. And I said, this game with our pitcher that we have in is never going to end. It's just like we could be here till the 20th. That's how it felt when I was there.
Do you think, Cantu, that it might have been over if maybe the Detroit manager left the greatest pitcher pitching the greatest game in history, maybe in the game past 6 innings?
That's unbelievable to me that you can pull out a pitcher like that after 6 innings. He was only at 99 pitches, and they sit here and they baby these pitches.
All right. We got to move on.
The Dodgers have Yamamoto going for the complete game tonight, so he's not an idiot.
All right, let's go. We got to switch. This is a football podcast, and the headline continues to be this. Mike Matusow is 11-1 for the year.
I don't believe it.
Mike Matusow is 11-1.
Matusow.
I looked it up, Cantu. He's 11-1. He's been claiming it. None of us wanted to believe it. His play of the year was the Bears. I thought for sure they won too.
No,
so do not fade Mikey. In other news, I am 3-9. 9 losses, 3 wins. And I paid my bookie again this week. This is so sad. That's why we do not claim to be experts. And why we call ourselves the Fade Us Sports Podcast. Mike the Mouth is a 4-time World Series of Poker winner. Mikey knows sports, studies sports, and watches more games than all of us. Mike is red hot. Danny, if you can put the red hot fire emojis all over the screen, you should do that now. Mike, we're coming to you first for your rant.
Okay. My rant is on my greatness. I said the Bears were going to win outright. I said they got the wrong team favorite. The line moved from 4.5 to 5.5. And I said, bet more. And I did. I bet first half. I bet money line. And I had the biggest day betting like 1,000s and 2,000s I've ever had in 10 years. Like literally my biggest bet was the 2K that I had on the Bears. And then I bet 1K on the money line, 1K first half, and I had a 6-team teaser for 400 that won, needed the Bears, and I had a 3-team teaser needing the Bears, and I just pushed the chips to the middle, betting 500s and 1Ks and 2Ks, I somehow found a way to win 10,500 yesterday.
Phil, I actually hate to say this, but if I was the audience, I actually would follow Mike's just as 2 picks that he gives this show. Nothing beyond that. I can't endorse anything more than that. But for at least until he cools off.
You have to. I mean, if you were betting, he's 11-1. He's won our listeners 10 units in 12 games.
Pretty incredible run I'm on. Pretty good deal I got.
It's really impossible.
Oh, wait. But don't forget, I said all in on the Raiders survivor on this podcast last week.
He did.
I'm going to come back to that, Mike, because I have a little bit of a special thing set up for our guy Cantu. But before we go there, David, the businessman Woodley, started Speed Survivor. Check out speedsurvivor.com. Our guy Woodley has great knowledge and sharp takes. Woodley, I noticed that Taylor Swift was at the game, but not to influence your rant. What is your rant, Woodley?
Yeah, no Taylor Swift rant this week. My rant is on Mike the Mouse, who, in all his greatness, is still the most annoying partner of all time in Circus Survivor. The entire week, phone calls, straight to voicemail, Mike. Every day,
I got us on the Raiders,
We
though,
gotta
buddy.
take the Raiders. We got to take the Raiders all week. We got to take the Raiders. We got to take the Raiders. Fine, Mike. Fine. You win. Taking the Raiders. Put the Raiders in on Saturday before the deadline, or whatever. And then what do I get at like 2 a.m. like Saturday night? Text. Woodley, I think we messed up. I don't think we should take in the Raiders. We should have went elsewhere. And
No, that was just, I had second guesses, but I was still fine with it.
And no, he loved his Raiders so much that he actually didn't choose them for any of his other survivors because he fell asleep, and then we had to hear about it the entire next day.
Yeah, that's true. So I was
That
going
was
to take the
awful.
Raiders on all of them, but I fell asleep. And when you fall asleep and the two other survivors I'm in, and you don't put your picks in, you have to take the longest shot on the board. So instead of me having 3 Raiders, yeah, I had to take 2 Green Bays, and yeah, that really tilted me all fucking Sunday.
So I can't wait to see what he does this week, which I'm sure is going to be the same thing. That'll beat me into taking the Bears, and then
Yes, I
Sunday,
will.
Sunday comes around, and he's like, "We did the Bears for."
My God, I mean, like, it's Mike. He can sometimes be a handful. Let's just say that. Brandon Cantu is a 2-time World Series poker winner and has some well thought out takes. Cantu sometimes bets his entire net worth on one series of games. Cantu, what is your rant?
Today, my rant is, with this new podcast, I have been watching more football than I even normally do. I want to give you listeners at home, I want to give you the best experience, the best knowledge that I have. I want to give you my best. So what did I do? Because I want to give the listeners that I love so much of the show, I decided to wake up and watch the 6:30 a.m. London game. I am on Pacific time zone because I wanted to really take in football. And let me tell you what I took in when I watched. And it was kind of funny because I'm up. I don't know anyone else that's up. So I'm like texting the sports chat. I'm like, hey guys, anybody else watching the game? It's like, cause I want to like rant about how terrible it is. Nobody was awake. I had to watch Justin Fields. It had to be the worst quarterback game I have ever seen. The forward pass half. He would throw the ball and there was no chance. Like if you caught it, the best you could do is 3 or 4 yards. He got sacked every single possession. It felt like there was nothing good. They could only run every play. It wasted my whole life. That's what I did all Sunday morning.
God. If I woke up and watched that game, I would be
so
fucking tilted
bad.
too.
Though I got to say one last thing about this. It was 10-9. I bet the Jets. Well, good thing I guess I did have the Jets. It was 10-9 in the fourth quarter. The Jets take a safety to take the lead 11-10 on just how bad it is. I thought there was no way they could take the lead, but I was like, it's so funny at this on this game.
How about the ending of the? How about the ending of the half, Cantu? How bad is Aaron Glenn as a coach? Oh my God.
He's so bad. He needs to be first to go.
They're tanking. I mean, it's clear they're tanking. Like, there's just no way that.
No, they're not tanking.
They're not tanking.
That dude, they went all in on Justin Fields, and he tried to justify himself for how he entered the half. I mean, unbelievable interview. The interview I had fired him.
In there.
The strategy, like as poker players, we notice the stupid strategy mistakes these coaches make, and we're always stunned by them. We're like, what in the world? I mean, you just needed one smart guy anywhere in your vicinity to tell you this was the obvious thing. But guys, I'm coming with my rant.
Ooh.
And my rant, I'm in a really good mood. At least I was most of the weekend. My rant is about my son, Philip, and his wedding. We married him off on Sunday. And the one thing I say about Philip is that he brings family together. He's the oldest of all of his cousins, and he brings family together. And nowhere was it more true. On the beach in Monterey, standing next to Philip with my dad on this side and my mom on the left side. And we said, bring the family up. And all my cousins were there. And it was like 30 people. And I thought to myself, this is Philip again, bringing the family together. He's such a sweet guy. He's such a great guy. I have so much love in my heart for him. He's just always there for everybody. I know you guys have all played with him, but listen. We gave you our 4 rants, including my positivity rant. Check. Now, we will give you 8 picks coming back on the other side. See you in a minute.
You're listening to Feta Sports on the VSiN Podcast Network.
Welcome back, folks. We have a contest where we give away $500 a week thanks to our sponsor, Edge Boost. Check out Edge Boost, VSiN Average Show Contest. Simply make 7 picks a week. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. NFL or college for your shot at $500. Already have an Edge Boost account? The prize doubles to $1,000. Quarterly winners get airfare to Vegas, a 2-night stay at Circa Resort, and a guest spot on a VSiN show. It's free to play. Join now at VSiN.com/Joe. VSIN.com/Joe. Mikey, it really pains me because you've been a little bit hard to deal with lately.
I'm ready.
But you've been red hot.
Red hot.
11-1. What is your number one pick of the week?
Okay, so last week we had 4 teams coming off a bye. 3 of them had a 2-game winning streak. All 3 won and covered. All 4 coming off the bye won the game. The Packers didn't cover, and we all had the Bengals in that game. So bravo to all of us. I'm going back to a team in the same spot. 2-game winning streak after going 0-3 to start the year. They could have won all 3 of those first 3 games, and they could be 5-0. The defense was number 2 in the NFL starting the week. Now, after Denver's performance and Atlanta's performance yesterday, they've moved to first and second. And the number 3 defensive team with an 4 new offensive line that has outscored their opponents 69-6 the last 2 games, and that is the Houston Texans on Monday night, getting 3.5 against a very banged-up Seattle defense that Baker shredded 2 weeks ago. Last week, I mean, the Jags.
Where's the game,
so
Mike?
overrated.
Where's the game?
The game is in Seattle.
It's on Monday night. It's on Monday night as well.
Texans coming off of the bye, off the 2-game win streak. Like I said, all 4 off the bye last week won. All 3 that had the 2-game win streak off the bye won and covered easily. And I am predicting a Texan win outright. My number one pick, the Texans, plus 3.5 in Seattle.
We have Cantu and Woodley, a couple of Seattle homers here. What do you guys think? Cantu,
I don't know.
first.
Is Woodley? Is he really a Seattle homer?
Yes. Come on. Yes.
Yes.
He likes them, but
that's like asking, am I a Dodger fan? Come on.
I absolutely.
But Cantu, to your point, he's a Minnesota homer first.
Yeah, he's Minnesota first. It's second. I absolutely hate this pick. This is going to be my number 2 pick. In fact, I hate this pick so much. Mike, this is where Mike goes and he doesn't do like his research. This is a lock, by the way, and his streak's going to hit the end. It is so hard to play in Seattle on primetime games. That is specifically why I hate this. If this is
have they won a home game this year yet?
If this was a 1:00 game, it would be one thing. This is a 7 p.m. again, tied for the latest start you will ever see. It is going to be so loud. They're going to get a lot of offensive. I see this so much, like offsides. Those penalties happen so much when Seattle is in prime time. They really do crank it up to a deafening level, and it really shows. I don't think the Texans are going to be ready for that. If they do win or keep it close, it's going to be they got to Darnold, and it's a 16-13. I actually don't think this game is going to be close at all.
Yeah. I'm going Seattle.
This is awesome. You guys have gone against me every week.
3. You can get them 3 at most books, but Mike can have 3.5. But what he failed to mention in his little rant of like Houston's supposed to be 5-0, which is bullshit.
So they could have been 5-0.
They're on a 2-game win streak. But who did they beat? Oh, the Tennessee Titans, who just got the coach fired in record time, and they smashed the Ravens, who literally had nobody. Like they
played the Ravens on the best week of the whole year. We can start there. That was lucky draw.
I just like Texans. A young team that's coming off 2 wins off of a bye.
The Texans have no offense. They have a terrible quarterback,
but they have the best defense in the NFL.
They have no weapons. The defense is okay, but Seattle now has like a bona fide superstar in Smith Najua.
Straight up superstar.
I think
not just a superstar.
This goes back to like Darnold and stuff. Darnold's like really good when he's playing with a lead, and he'll be playing with the lead the whole time. I don't think the point's going to be particular.
You do know that Houston hasn't given up over 17, so that means
spoiler alert,
all I need is 14 points, buddy.
I'm taking in our Survivor.
No, you're not. I will never allow you to.
Where do you have? I got to ask. Woodley and Mike, where do you guys have him as best receivers in the NFL? I mean,
he's pretty good.
I might be 1B to Justin Jefferson right now. That's how high I have him.
Jamar Chase is still. I mean, did you see what he did last week with Joe Flacco? I mean, come on.
What did he do, Mike? What was his numbers?
I mean, he made catches that were just insane. The guy is unbelievable. He has no offensive line. He has no quarterback.
But we're getting into. I'll go maybe Jamar Chase 3 to 5. I don't like anybody has him outside of 5. That's
good.
I like Cantu. We'll all agree he's a top 5 receiver for sure. And beyond that, it's a little bit hard to debate. However, let me give you my take on this game. I know that Woodley hates Sam Darnold, but Sam Darnold is a straight up winner of games. He wins and he wins and he wins. He delivers the ball. I don't know what happened. Yes, okay, maybe in the playoffs he isn't so good, but in the regular season, he's really put together one heck of a record. And so it's really hard for me to go against Seattle at home, way out on the West Coast.
They're so good at home on prime time. Seattle, that's where
On
they're
Monday Night Football.
They're 0-2 at home this year.
Darnold's probably
3-0 on the road.
Darnold's going to have like 275 yards passing and some really, really good game. And then Woodley's going to be tilted that the Vikings traded, but then he's going to realize it was the right move. But then he's going to go back and forth because, Woodley's a little crazy when it comes to those Vikings. Okay, that's our number 1 pick in the can. All right, Cantu, are you ready with your number 1 pick?
Well, number 1 pick, we're going to go right to the well, as I had a lot of time to watch the Jets this week, as we just talked about this. It's Panthers at the Jets, and I really want you guys to bet at home. As soon as you hear me say this, I want to bet you guys to bet Panthers. It's -1.5 now, and here's the reason why I think I am so anti betting any team that comes straight from London back to the United States. Their bodies, we talk about this every week, but I can't tell you how true it is. It was the same as how we got the Browns that came back from London. I was all in. That was my number 1 pick last week. That was a winner. I think this game could land and finish around 3. I don't want to be anywhere near the Jets. They're so bad at the forward pass. Tyrod Taylor needs to be in, and I maybe think a little bit more about that. Panthers, by the way, they played good against Dallas. They played good. They got in that shootout game.
Well, what do you think they'd be in? I told you Dallas has no defense.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said.
Mikey, go ahead. What do you think of this pick?
Okay. First of all, Aaron Glenn is, I don't know where he's found this game, but I don't think any of us are going to be watching this game. Listen,
that's true.
Carolina started off 0-2. They are 3-1 in the last 4 games. And when they did start off 0-2, they also came all the way back against Arizona and got the onside kick, and they could have beat Arizona in game 2 when they were down like 26-7. That's being said, their defense is not well. It's really weird. Their defense has been really good or really bad.
I agree.
Right? And so they're not anywhere in between. I couldn't be caught dead taking the Jets, but I also can't be caught dead laying 1.5 with the Carolina Panthers on the road. So
the Carolina Panthers are a cute team right now.
This feels like what pass.
Oh, pass.
Mike, it's a little weak to pass on the show week, but it's okay.
Yeah, I know. I won't pass. They got to win one game. I'm going to take Jets. I'm going to go opposite of him. I can't lay the one.
Carolina Panthers, who actually looked good last week. I'm going with Cantu on this pick, but I got to tell you, I have not watched enough of the Panthers, and I have not watched enough of the Jets. So
I've watched too much Jets, Phil. I'll watch it for the whole show.
Well, I mean, I certainly watched them in the first game. That's where I kind of, formed this opinion. The Jets are really good when they played the Steelers, and they put like 30 points up, and they still lost. But I was like, wow, this Jets team might have a chance this year. And it seems like they laid a bunch of eggs. And Carolina has some potential, some upside. Jets, I'm just not sure they have much potential and upside. I mean, they look like the second worst team in the league to me. So I'm gonna roll with you on Carolina. Woodley, thoughts?
I mean, we did have Carolina over 6.5 wins.
Yeah, that was my pick. Over 6.5 wins. So I think they'll pretty much seal it this week when they win.
Yeah.
The Jets are very bad. Carolina's
the
actually
coach
pretty,
is so
bet
bad.
this game now. I'm telling you, it's gonna go to 3.
Carolina, they have like the hottest running back in football the past few weeks too. This Rico Dowdy guy, he's getting like 180 yards combined a game, and
so how great is Carolina found themselves?
He led the Dallas last year in yards from scrimmage, and Dallas let him go.
This is one where I don't think you overthink it. There's a very, very bad team, and there's a team that is playing very good football, inspired football, and has a lot of weapon. So, if it's 1.5, you hammer it. I mean, I like it all the way.
I like your thought. Don't overthink this one. I really think this is a don't overthink
I think you're right, you guys. I'm overthinking it.
Hold on, wait. Is this a consensus pick, Mike?
I can't take the Jets. You're right, guys. I'd rather go with a consensus
Hey,
here. Than
Danny,
take the
will you
Jets.
put that up there? We have a consensus pick. There we
Jets
go.
are so bad.
They're so bad.
They're so bad, dude.
It's so funny.
The coach is so bad.
Oh,
I don't
he's
know if they're as
horrible.
bad as the coach.
Nobody said it. I'm just going to say it. I really can't bet the Jets.
No.
I know. That's what I said. I can't bet the Jets. You know? But if they are going to win a game, it'll be this week. That's all.
Woodley, we're coming at you hot for your number one pick.
Yeah, we're going.
No.
Where are
don't-
we
don't
going,
embarrass
Woodley?
the
Where are we
podcast.
going?
And Mike
No.
agrees with me because according to Mike, you're playing a team that should be 0-6.
Yes, I do agree with you.
And when you're playing a team that's 0-6 and you're at home coming off a bye and you're getting 2.5 points, you do it. So yeah, Vikings 2.5 at home, getting 2.5. What's there to be said? I mean, Philly's a mess, dude. I mean, they're like the wide receivers pissed off. Like there's a lot of infighting.
Wait. Did
Saquon's-
Brown cause an issue again this week?
No.
Woodley?
No, but he's mad. Like
He's not happy. We know that. Like
I think he
very
said
loud.
something. I think he said. I saw the headline. He said something after the game. I mean, it doesn't matter too much. But anyways,
He's so loud.
that team's just a mess, man. I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't think they're gonna miss the playoffs, like Mike said. But Mike was kind of spot on in all his whatever pills he was on last week. We should probably all take him because he really nailed it. He really
Whatever
was
nailed it.
on.
meds Mike has been taking, remember he was going off about how bad the Eagles were and screaming and yelling. And that
Mike
clip
was
went
right
viral.
about
Yes,
that.
they
Mike
were.
has been right. I got to
I
give
even
Mike
said
credit.
no problem. I go, you guys will change your opinion on them when they lose to the Giants straight up.
The Vikings.
Mike has been right.
They got killed by
the
the Giants.
Vikings. They're coming off a big win. They're coming home from England. They're getting healthy. They have the bye week, which is important, especially when you've had to switch up quarterbacks with a new quarterback like early in the season. Because Wentz really had no time to learn that playbook to be US, so he's kind of thrown into the fire early on. So like this week, they probably were actually able to build some plays around him, a playbook around him. We'll keep an eye on injury report, but I don't think it matters. They'll be healthier than they were the past 2 weeks. And Philly's just very, very bad. And this is kind of like a must-win game for the Vikings as well. So give me
Mikey,
the
what do you
Vikings.
think, Mike?
I really wanted. I was doing some searching before the game because I think the Eagles are a fucking disaster, and I wanted to see if the left and right tackle, those two tackles, were going to be back for Minnesota. Because if they are back for Minnesota, I love Minnesota. If they're not back for Minnesota, it's going to be close. Because I was debating on making the Vikings my number 2 pick, but I can't do it because I don't know the tackles are going to be back. And the Eagles, you have one team off a bye, but the Eagles are kind of off. They're off the mini bye, so they're off the 10 days off also, and they want to get things right. I lean Minnesota in this game. Again, though, I would really, really like them if those tackles are going to be back. This line was 2.5, is moved to 1.5, and that's telling me that maybe one or both of the tackles are going to be back. So I'll agree with you. I told you the Eagles aren't making the playoffs the way they're playing. Why would I change my mind?
Okay,
now?
I got a quick question, and then Cantu's going to comment on this. Did Philadelphia just lose 2 games in a row?
Yes.
Go ahead, Cantu.
Yeah, Philadelphia, they do look lost. God, I keep thinking, though, they're just going to figure it out. We got a Minnesota team that has looked lost a lot this year. This is like the battle of the lost. See if somebody can pick it up. I don't love this pick. I'm going to follow Woodley on his Vikings right here. This is going to be a light pick for me.
We have a lot of light picks here. We have a lot of light picks. I like when we have stronger opinions.
Yeah.
But to be fair, some of these games are a little bit hard to handicap. And it's such a week-to-week league, right? I mean, like, Minnesota's defense has looked really good, other than one game. And I don't know. I just keep thinking the Eagles are going to figure it out. But I watched them. play
ahead.
horrible 2 games in a row. Go ahead, Cantu.
The reason I'm having such a hard time and having such a hard time giving analysis, what I watched the last 2 weeks out of Philly was so out of characteristic. It was so bad. And I would say this every game last week. It feels like there's something weird going on in that.
But they've looked
Eagles
like that all
locker
6
room.
games this year. That I don't know how you guys have not seen that.
No, I do, but I also know what they're capable of. Just because you see something, it's like when we saw the Chiefs for a couple games, and then it's like, oh, look, the Chiefs aren't as good.
The Chiefs have looked good even in their losses. You know?
I don't think
Mike,
so.
I watched the full Eagles game 3 weeks ago, and they just went ahead. They went ahead. They looked great. It was like 24-7 or something. They had a really nice early lead. They looked great, and it looked like they just shut it down, and then they almost lost that game. But I went back and watched that game, the full game, and so I thought they looked really good, which is because of that. When you see a team that just looks really good, and I've got Mike screaming they're really bad, I watched that game to make sure that I could take you on, Mike. And by the way, then I was stunned to see them just lay an egg the next 2 weeks. And they were lucky in some early games, for sure. That's the case. I'm gonna have to go against this pick.
Ooh.
So it's you 3 against me on this one. I'm gonna have to take Philadelphia begrudgingly, but only because it's a week-to-week league, and Minnesota has really not shown me enough. All right, we're going straight to our last number 1 pick, guys. Me, Phil Hellmuth. I'm rolling with Detroit. Now, Tampa Bay is coming into Detroit. Tampa Bay has looked really good. Tampa Bay is 5-1. Tampa Bay has scored 30 points a game the last 4 games. They've won some close games, and they've won games on the West Coast. They've won games at home. Now they're going up to Detroit, who just lost. And I think right now the line's 5.5. I think Detroit coming off a loss against a very good Kansas City game, I think Detroit is just going to smash them. Tampa Bay is due to lose a game, and it's just really hard to hold it together. You're 5-1. None of us thinks they're really a 5-1 team. We might all think they're a 4-2 team, but I don't think we really think they're a 5-1 team. They've been lucky in some spots. They've had miracle late comebacks. They've used a lot of energy. I love Detroit in this one as my number 1 pick. Woodley.
I like Tampa to keep it close. It's actually a really bad matchup at a really bad time.
I like the over in the game.
Their secondary is banged up. Like Branch may be suspended as well.
He has been suspended. There is no maybe.
That was terrible.
He has been suspended by the NFL and by his team.
How long?
Jeez.
1 game.
Okay. So that secondary is in big trouble.
Yeah.
The only thing the Lions have going for them is it's at home and it's Monday night. But dude, that Tampa passing game is sick. So
Sick.
I think it's a shootout. I don't know if they'll win.
Wait,
but-
Woodley. I'm going to ask a question, rapid fire for all of us. Woodley, you're first. Does Tampa Bay have the best passing game in the league? Yes or no?
Who knows? They're missing their 2 best wide receivers and putting up 31 every
No,
game.
they're missing their best 4 receivers.
Yeah.
Or
That's
top
right.
4.
That's right. All top 4 of their receivers, and they're starting running backs out, and they're still putting up 30 a game.
Oh, is that
I'll
why
answer
you're not
that for you.
back?
I'll say maybe as well, Phil. I'll say maybe.
I'll go with maybe 2, and then Woodley, back to your points about the game. Continue.
Yeah, and here's the thing: the Lions are in the middle of a really tough stretch here.
Very tough. Toughest schedule in the league.
They just played the Chiefs. They play the Bucs. They play the Vikings. They play at the Commanders and play at the Eagles. And that's tough. I don't think the Lions are that good this year at this point. I mean, if you actually look at what they've done, like their wins don't really look that impressive. Like they
beat nobody.
The Ravens, the Bears, and the Browns, and the Bengals. You know, they're three.
I think the combined of all 4 of them is what, 4-23-2.
So I think people are still overrating the Lions a bit from last year. I think 5.5 or 6, wherever it lands at, is just too many points to get Baker. It's one or 2 of those receivers should be back this week. So,
Mikey.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or
So
Cantu go. Let Cantu go, Mikey.
The line 5.5 is a lot. They're coming off a short week. I think that's very key here too. I think these are the 2 best teams in the NFC, at least as of right now. I think Green Bay is going to figure it out personally, but not right now. They're not. This is a chance for Tampa Bay to really show the league who they are. they win this, this is kind of putting the whole NFC on notice. I think it's too many points. I was at that Seahawks versus Tampa Bay game, the 38-35. Baker was unreal. He's not just like throwing these 6, 7, 8 yard passes. He's torching 15 here, 25 there, 22 yards. It seemed like he did that all game. Detroit's good. I don't think they're playing as their best football right now. I think they're gonna figure it out. They're gonna be playing better. I'm not selling them their whole season. I think Tampa Bay hangs strong with them. And man, if they somehow win this game, I think we got a changing of the guard right here in the NFC.
Mikey.
I loved this game at 4.5 yesterday. I was going to bet it. I mean, I hate taking the worst of the number. At 5.5, I don't really like it that much, but I will tell you this, okay? I'm all about injuries. Branch is now out. The whole back end defense is out for next week. I looked that up this morning, and they are going to give up points. The total is 50-5. I mean, it's like the highest total I think we've seen anywhere this year, maybe the second highest total.
Dallas is higher this week.
I don't see how Tampa Bay doesn't score a minimum of 24. That means will Detroit score 30? 31. Now they only scored 17 against Kansas City, but that game, even though Kansas City won the game 30-17, that game was a lot closer than the final score. Like if Detroit makes their fourth down, and if that one trick play, if he would have been set, you're talking about that's an 11-point swing, right?
Yeah.
And then they got the late field goal. And so that game was like 1 or 2 plays away from Detroit winning that game, which tells me Detroit is still a top team, but what cost them the game? I mean, the banged up secondary. I mean, Mahomes they were wide open. Those guys were wide open, 15 yards, 10, 12 down yards to field. Then they'd run another 18 yards. They were getting chunk plays, and I just don't see with Branch out and their other 2 corners out and this other safety out. I just don't know how. I mean, he's a dog. Did you see that run is an all-time great run, that 3rd and 14 run. I mean, I have watched this run like 10
Who are you
times.
talking about, Mike?
Baker Mayfield. A 3rd and 14 was going to be sacked. It was a 1-point game. The Niners were going to get the ball back, and instead he makes one of the greatest runs I've ever seen a quarterback make, and then they go up by 8, and it's game, set, and match. This guy's a fucking dog, man. I just...
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. Man. It looks like all 3 of you are against Phil one more time. Folks, we're right back with our number 2 picks. Boy, I thought we had Mikey when his pick of the year was the Bears. It looked a little dicey at the end, but he slid by with a victory over Washington. They even won the game outright, and he added to his gleaming 11-1 record. See you on the other side of the break for our number 2 picks.
You're listening to Feta Sports on the VSiN Podcast Network.
The Feta Sports Podcast is brought to you by our sponsor, Splash Sports. If you don't know Splash, the founders bought OfficeFootballPool.com and run your pool.com, and they're now live in 45 states plus Canada. Download the Splash Sports app, currently sitting at number 7 in the sports app in the App Store and climbing. You'll find all sorts of contests and bets starting at $5. Thanks again to Splash Sports for sponsoring the Fade Us Sports Podcast. Mikey, 11-1. Oh my God.
You guys are not going to believe who I'm taking with my number 2 pick. Okay. First of all, when was the last time you've seen a team play 3 straight road games? I usually it's two road games, then a home game, or 2 home games. I haven't seen 3 straight road games by a team. I couldn't tell you how long. Now they're asking a very young, and everybody thinks is so good, but I don't, Patriot team to go win 3 straight road games in Buffalo, into the Saints, and now they're playing the Tennessee Titans. And what did the Tennessee Titans do on Monday? They made a coaching change. When a team makes a coaching change, they always get the coaching change bump. The other team gets the new guy in there. They play harder for him, and I'm getting 7 points with a toilet. Don't get me wrong. And against a team that's playing 3 straight road games. There is the Vrabel revenge game because he used to be the coach of Tennessee, if you want to include that, if you want to believe in revenge games. The Bears got their revenge game last night. You guys said didn't count. But I'm taking the Titans +7 here. Will the Patriots win? They might. But I have a feeling that the people in Survivor, because I know everybody's going to think, oh, Vrabel revenge game. Oh, the Patriots are so good. Well, we now learn that maybe the Patriots win wasn't so good because the Bills got the shit kicked out of them last night. And the Patriots won by 6 over the Saints. That was a very close game. 1 turnover flipped that game. And I just don't think the Patriots are good enough to lay 7 against even to anybody in the league. Give me the Tennessee Titans at home with a new coach getting 7.
Woodley.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, I guess I like it. I don't know. It's tough. It's tough. It's like taking the fucking Jets at this point. I mean, that's a bad team.
But we took them last week and we were right.
I guess I like it.
I'm gonna take it, but I'm gonna do a little bit of a rant here on the Titans and this like weird trend. You know, the last 4 or 5 number 1 quarterback picks the coaches have been fired either during the year or after the first year, which is insane.
Really?
Which is like insane. Why are you not giving these guys more time? And if you have doubt about Brian Callahan, just fire him before the season and bring in a new coach to coach up Cam Ward.
It's really fair.
It's really weird to hold him accountable. If the Cam Ward could be good someday, but like it's not the coach's fault that Cam Ward is not ready. This is not his fault. And
it's their defense has been so bad. Not Cam. It's not even that Cam Ward's been that bad.
But this is a weird. But Callahan's an offensive guy, I think. But anyways, it's just weird. It's weird to fire coaches in the first year of a rookie quarterback, especially number 1 quarterback. So I mean, the whole point is they were the worst team in football last year. That's why they got the number 1 pick, right? So you go out and you draft a guy, and you say, "Hey, it's probably gonna be another really shitty year, but like let's build towards that." But then you upend it 6 weeks in for no reason. I don't know, man. I don't like this trend. Anyways,
there's a lot more than that.
Give me the Titans.
I mean, they're averaging 13 points a game, and they haven't been in any game except the Arizona Survivor upset because the guy dropped the ball when he was going in for a touchdown to put the game away. They haven't even been in any game.
Yeah, I don't like firing coaches this quick on like a rookie season. But anyways,
by the way, who would have ever predicted that great running back who's playing for the Ravens would actually have some second thoughts about playing?
He's been terrible since week 1, Mr. Derrick Henry.
Yeah, he dropped the ball a couple times. Go ahead, Cantu. What do you got?
Woodley, I don't agree with that point at all, where he's saying that these coaches aren't like they shouldn't be fired. They should get a whole year. I think there's so much pressure on these teams to not lose these number 1 overall picks, to not lose their heads, like not get too negative. I feel like that the pressure starts like getting on him, like from the public, the town. It's like getting desperate. Ward has looked absolutely garbage so far. I feel like you got to get rid of him, try to do something, get more of like a quarterback mind going. It reminds me of the Jeff Fisher. When you were saying that, Woodley, Jeff Fisher looked so bad with Jared Goff. I don't know if anybody remembers, he was babying all of his passes. He wouldn't let him throw more than Jared 5 yards downfield. Yeah, when he was with the Rams. And before he got traded. And just let me go, Mike. And so he was sitting there doing that. And then what do? They bring in the new coach, and he starts doing really well with Goff, and then he turns things around. So
true.
Then he gets
which side do you like,
Detroit.
Cantu? Which side do you like of this?
I bet on this game. I bet the Patriots -7 the second I saw the line come out. The problem is, as before the coach got fired, I guess I like my side. I really have no opinion. I'd probably go the other way now, actually, just because I do think I kind of agree with Mike that when the coaches get fired, most of the team starts rallying around it. Gives them like new motivation.
It's unbelievable the way that works. I think Mike's point is really good there, that like a coach gets fired and the team 90% of the time just crushes, but occasionally they lay an egg. But 90% just crushes the next week. 7 points is a lot to give up on the road. Danny, I guess we have a consensus pick. All right. Cantu, we're going to go with your number 2 pick because we've already discussed it. Just throw it out there, though.
My number 2 pick was the Seahawks against the Texans.
All right. So if you
One
want
stat I'll just throw you with. Darnold right now is number 3 in QBR and number 3 in a passer rating.
Okay.
And
All
number
right,
3 in yards.
but we already talked about this
I know, that's it.
extensively.
Just give it one stat.
Okay, so let's see who owes us a number 10. Could it be David Woodley?
Yes, I regret this one, but I'll stay with it.
Well, I'm really glad people are watching the show, Woodley. I don't
I'm
really
gonna-
like this pick, but I'm going to give it to you.
I do like it. I do like it. I just don't like
Okay.
picking this team. I've been down on
All
them
right,
for
that's fair.
years. I'm gonna go the Jacksonville Jaguars at home, getting 3 versus an LA Rams team that doesn't look.
They are not at home, so you don't even know what
London.
you're doing.
In
They're
London.
going to London. The Rams have stayed in Baltimore, by the way. And
I
I
know.
looked this up because this was almost my
I
number
looked it
one.
up too.
The Rams are almost my number 2 pick because
Me too.
they stayed in Baltimore and they did not fly home. They
Yep.
actually are practicing at Camden Yards all week and then flying to London on Thursday. And so that told me, wow, I should take the Rams.
Mike, you've done 80% of the talking. Let
Yes,
Woodley
thank
continue.
you. Well, London's actually a home game for the Jags. They actually legitimately have more fans in London than they do in Jacksonville. I mean,
Well, that might be true.
They play in London. They play in London every year. I mean, they do literally play in London every year.
Mike, are you talking about Camden Yards in Baltimore? Or are you
they're playing at Camden Yard. They're practicing at Camden Yards all week. Yeah,
in Baltimore, not London, right?
in Baltimore. They're staying in Baltimore.
Okay.
I read the same. I was very curious about this too when I found out the game was in London. Woodley, sorry to jump your take. We'll cut to you in a sec. But because of that, I know that the team, because when you're at home in LA, you know, when you go back, everybody goes back to their house. They see each other here or there. This is a very bonding thing for a team, right?
I thought it favored the Rams by staying in Baltimore. So.
Favored the
don't like
Rams
it.
hugely, in my opinion, because it takes away the time edge, right? Because now they're both used to East Coast time, so now they lose that. But this team has had a chance to just hang out together, practice somewhere else, and so I really feel like this has been really good for them not to go home, to spend the week together. I think it's going to bring them together. And I almost made the Rams my number 2 pick, which means already that Helmuth and Madison have gone against you, Woodley.
Can I tell you
Cantu,
why?
hold on.
Can I tell you why I like the Jaguars?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
go
but
ahead,
hold on.
please.
Yes, but I'm so entertained by this. I just want Cantu to say he loves the Rams, and then you can go, Woodley.
No, I hate the Rams. Go
Okay,
on.
go ahead,
I'll-
Woodley.
So actually, it being in London, I actually like it even more because because the Jags, who have been very, 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 very bad for many, many years, they're actually they're 6-5 playing games in London, so that is a home field advantage for them.
That's very good for the Jaguars.
I think this is a solid Jags team. I think this is a Rams team that isn't that impressive. They're 4-2, but man, it is not an impressive 4-2. They could easily be 3-3, 2-4.
They could be 6-0, bro. They gave away the Eagle game. They're up 26-7, and they gave away the San Francisco game. But the guy fumbled at the 1 yard line.
They also in some of their other games started pissing those away and all that. I mean, it goes both ways.
Yeah.
Anyways, Puka may be out, and if
Puka,
Puka's out,
that's why I didn't take the Rams, because Puka may be out. That's exactly why
I don't think he'll be back. I mean, it's an ankle. Like even like these guys, they come back, and the Rams just they didn't. I mean, they played a Ravens team that was missing everybody. They couldn't put up points. They really couldn't get away from them. And I don't think this Rams team's very good. And on the flip side, I think the Jags kind of rolling at the right time. I think Lawrence is taking. I was wrong, Lawrence. He's taking a huge step forward.
They scored 12 points against Seattle last week, who gave up 35 the week before.
He still
at
had
home.
good
Mike,
numbers.
we're
though.
so fucking tired of this week. Okay, Mike. Then you're fucking
But you
Atlanta
just said
Falcons.
Lawrence is rolling.
No,
He was
you're-
fucking terrible last week.
I'm talking about on the year, dude. I mean,
Okay.
you're sucking off the fucking Atlanta Falcons the last like 4 days. But like, oh, we can't bring up the fact they lost 35-0 to Carolina.
No, we
No.
could. No.
Trevor Lawrence was 27 of 42, 258, 2 touchdowns,
He played
0
fine
interceptions.
he played fine that
He played
game.
fine. He played good.
Like,
I think that's very powerful. I was kind of surprised when Mike said he sucked. I was
He
expecting
did
much
not
worse
suck,
numbers.
and
Mike,
they
here-
actually made a good run at the Seahawks at the end.
Listen, they were without
Yeah.
Calvin Ridley, and that's why they struggled.
Okay, listen,
they beat the
listen,
fucking
guys.
Chiefs, Mike. They literally beat the fucking Chiefs. Who?
Yeah,
are one of the
Ridley
best
played
teams
that
in
game.
football. who fucking cares?
Oh,
Like,
Ridley's
they
on
beat-
Tennessee. Never
Okay,
mind.
you're bringing up losing to Seattle, who's a good team. They beat.
I screwed that up.
They
I
beat
Mike's
Kansas
having a
City.
bad med day.
I
They
screwed
beat-
that up, you
they
guys.
beat
Sorry
Kansas
about
City.
that. I
They
was
beat
wrong.
The Jags beat Kansas City. All right. They won at San Francisco. They beat your fucking Texans, who you think is so good, and they beat the Panthers. Like, this is a good Jags team. So like, they're 3-point underdog. Yeah, give me the Jags versus a Rams team that.
Okay, guys, listen. I'm going to make this easy. Okay, I am going to pick the opposite of that pick. I'm going to pick the Rams. We just discussed this game, which means we're going to take 1 minute break, and we're going to be back with our Survivor Pool picks.
You're listening to Feta Sports on the VEASAN Podcast Network.
We are the Feta Sports Podcast, the VEASAN podcast that brings a poker player's mindset to every bet. Ready to sharpen your edge? Try VEASAN Pro now for $9.99 for the first 30 days at VEASAN.com/subscribe. Okay, let's talk Survivor Pool picks. I have 4 picks left in my Big Splash Survivor contest. With 3,900 players left, I'm mad at Cantu for talking me out of using the Raiders last week. Folks, he said, as he looked into the camera, do not use the Raiders for your Survivor Pool, he said. 12.4% use them, and I missed a great opportunity. Cantu, I do not want to hear your thoughts. Woodley, give us your thoughts on Survivor.
Yeah, I mean, we went Raiders last week in the Circa one, and then I went Raiders pretty much in every other one we had, which was great. Like,
You didn't listen to Cantu, I did.
Set up really
Continue.
nice. Yeah, I did listen to Mike, but I'm not gonna listen to this week, because if you listen to Mike 2 weeks around Survivor, it always dooms you. He's already in my ear about.
I will not
He's already
allow
in
you to
fear.
take Seattle.
He's already
I
in
love
fear
the
about it.
Texans so much. You
I
have no
have
idea.
I have 100% creative control on our pick. I'm leaning very heavily going Seattle, because nobody's going to be on Seattle. A lot of people have already used Seattle, and I actually think there's some areas
Such a
to use the
bad
Bears
spot to use them.
later on. I don't think the Bears. I think the Saints are actually a sneaky, solid team, and I think they're going to play the Bears pretty tough. But I think Seattle is like the ultimate leverage play this week. If you're looking for other plays, Kansas City's going to be extremely popular.
Kansas City's going to be chalk.
Pittsburgh's going to be very popular.
I think I'm looking at an upset there, boy.
I'm a little bit afraid of Pittsburgh. They've been on a nice roll.
These are the games Pittsburgh loses. The short week division games. The way the Bengals came on so strong at the end of the week last week. I was talking with Danny Fusen. He was we said this is a sneaky upset pick. Cincinnati this week.
Which pick?
Yeah.
The Bengals against the Steelers. You know, I was debating. They were in my top 4 selections, and
the Bengals
I'm
scared
not
me
going
this week.
No,
no Steelers.
I don't like
at
it
all.
either. I agree. That's a rivalry game.
Yeah.
I actually think outside of the Chiefs, I think it's a very tough week. Like, I don't like any of the touchdown favorites. I don't love them. Let me rephrase it. I don't love any of the touchdown favorites this week.
Well, who would you take, Cantu?
Man, as much as I'm not saying I'm going to take this, because I've really been going back and forth. Maybe the Packers minus 6.5 against the Cardinals. I like that. I think the Cardinals are. I need to get Kyler's out this week too.
We don't.
I think he's out. I think Kyler's out, but I'm not positive. I'm gonna have to double check on that. And I've been thinking about the Bears, but coming off a short week, I don't know. Like,
yeah, well, you know, I told Woodley before the game yesterday. I said, when the Bears win, or if they lose a tight game, which they almost lost a tight game, we are going all in on the Bears in Survivor this week. I told you this defense was not the 27th ranked defense. They held the Vikings that first week for 3/4 of 40 yards. Take away the Detroit game, they gave up 51. They have gotten 8 turnovers in 3 weeks. 8.
About that.
They have 8 turnovers in 3 weeks. 2 against Dak. Dallas has scored 30 against every team but one team, the Bears. They scored 14. The Bears defense then got 3 turnovers versus Geno Smith the next week, where they won 21-19, and they got 3 turnovers yesterday against Washington. The defense is for real. I love the Bears, even on a short week. I'm telling you, this team is peaking, and they are going to win over 8.5 games.
Yeah, the defense
really
made
not
them
like your
fumble the
Viking
snap.
team.
The defense is so good, they're making them fumble snaps in the rain. I mean, now let's speak.
Now,
clear.
guys,
That's why
listen, I
they
have
lost.
3,900 picks, 3,900 players left in mine. And I mean, I might have to take the Cleveland Browns hosting the Miami Dolphins. Because if I have to use the Browns with 3,900 players, I'm probably going to have to use every team.
I don't
This
even
might be the
understand that line. Miami scores.
love
They have the
Brown.
worst
I
running
love the
defense,
Browns.
rushing defense. Listen. Remember how I went Miami last week was what my third best pick, and it was on my podcast. It was my second best pick. It was because Miami they can't stop the run. And then I went and looked up the stats. The third string running back for the Chargers went for 124 yards on 6.4 yards a carry. They cannot stop the run.
Tua struggles against like the real smash mouth defenses in your face. I like the Browns to win. I'm not saying anything about Survivor, but I like them to win.
You know that Miami is 15-2 the last 17 against teams with losing records, and they are 1-17 or 1-16 versus including losing 9 in a row with teams with winning records. And so that's why I don't understand that line at all, and I could never take the Browns. So.
Okay, guys, great podcast tonight. We started very rocky before the show started, folks. A little bit too much bickering for our group before, but I think we delivered a pretty interesting show. And with that, guys, wave goodbye. Good night, everybody.
Texans are going to win outright. Mark it down.
Good night,
See you
everybody.
later.
Goodbye.